Hey, awesome leaders. I have a few minutes. So I was like, you know what? If I could just take a few minutes a day and just kind of go through my notes and just share them with you guys, it's better than nothing, right? And then you'll probably absorb more because you'll be able to watch this video really fast, get some tips, and move on, right? Okay, so this is from Terry Levi, Becca Levi, our superstar director, upline. Hopefully you all, because you're all leaders, you know who they are. You're on the Super Saturday calls. You know how vital they are for your business for many reasons. New blood, new fresh energy that you're hearing from, new ideas, keeps you just kind of going and stay connected. And then even if it's not new, it's a good reminder every single week. So Terry Levi, just so you know, he's been in the industry for over 40 years. 40 years he's been an entrepreneur. So he knows his stuff. He's owned several businesses throughout his years, and he's taught, leadership. He's done, seminars. He's used to teach walking on fire like Tony Robbins. He's just amazing. So these are some just quick tips that I brought up right now as my puppies come and storm my bedroom. What is going on? I don't know what my dogs just came running upstairs. Okay. Anyways, so top tips. ROI, acronym, ROI, return on investment. Okay. So basically, if you are a business builder, I talked about this before, that if you're in this to be an entrepreneur, to be a business builder, to make Scentsy actually create an income for you that you can rely on, then your investment is going to be greater than what you actually take home for a while. It's just the way it is. If we tell ourselves, I need this money right now, you're going to struggle. We want you to make money. Yes, Orville does say don't spend Scentsy money on don't spend your personal money on Scentsy, spend Scentsy money on your personal home. Absolutely correct. If you're a hobbyist, if you're even a part-time consultant, but if you are truly looking and you're wanting to stay that way, but if you're truly trying to build a business and income, I'm telling you right now, I'm just going to be transparent from now on. The amount of money that I brought in was definitely, the percentage that I actually stuck and kept is definitely less than what I brought in, a lot less. I could probably say, looking back, for the first probably solid 4 years, and I was making money from the beginning. I was putting back in probably about 60 to 70% of my paycheck. But it does pay off. So just being real with you guys, a lot of you can relate. You're probably like, yep, doing that already. But you want to make sure that if you are not growing your business and you've been doing that for a while, you definitely want to recheck where you're putting your investments and where you can delete that you're not making money and you're spending it. It's all about smart investments. If you need help with that, that's what this is about, is that you need to touch base with me, touch base with your director, whoever, we can help you with that. So definitely write down where you're putting your investments in every single month. And why? Ask yourself, why do I invest in that every month? What's it doing for my business? How does it benefit me? How does it push me forward? If it's not, then you're putting your money in the wrong place, right? Okay, money's not evil. Let's just say it right now. A lot of people say, and he even said, it's not about the money. If you're telling yourself that Scentsy's not about the money, you're not going to get any. That's just the way it is. And that's coming a quote right from Terry. It's so true. We do have to have a focus saying, this is it. Because here's the thing. The reason why it's not evil is as long as you are looking to greater yourself, better your family, create more resources for your family, for other people. Hey, Anna, right now, I pay all the bills that I have. We've created, I'm going to be transparent again. When I started my business, we had one vehicle. Now we have 2 and a motorcycle, and we built a new home, and we pay, we tithe 10% of our paychecks for our religious faith. We are able to afford that, which was a big dream of mine. Both of our kids are in very expensive sports that are monthly. So there's all this stuff that we have built to be able to provide for our family. I no longer have to say you have to wait till then in order for me to go buy my kids shoes or get them new clothes, or when money, you know, I'm sure if you guys have kids, I know Anna knows what I'm talking about. You know, it seems like every other day they come home saying, I need money for this. I need it for, you know, a shirt for school that says my kid, you know, my school name on it. I need money for this, you know, book club. I need money for what you call it? What are they called? What are they called that they go on a trip, a field trip, you know, just money everywhere. Let's face it, it seems like their friends are always having birthday parties. So there's always money being going out, always, right? Well, that's what your Scentsy business can provide for you. So you don't have to worry if you have the money to provide all that stuff. Right? That's when we feel like we're choking. That's when we feel like we can't, you know, we're not be able to enjoy our lives because we have to pick and choose whether we do those things. Scentsy can provide those things, but it has to be your focus. It has to be. It can't be this month, you're not going to make any money. And then you're going to have to pick and choose what you can afford. So that's just the reality, right, guys? But it is your choice. It's your choice, but you have to own it. So if you're not making money this month and you're not, own it, that you made the choice to not work. You made the choice to not push yourself. You made the choice to not place goals. You made the choice to not make your business a priority. Because again, if you look at your business as a resource and not an extra, we'll see what happens, and you make it a part of your focus that if I do this, I will receive that. Meaning if I do this, I won't have to worry where my kids, fees are going to come from this month or, for their sports or whatever. That's what I've done from the beginning, guys. After Mitch retired, 10 months after Scentsy, I could have stopped Scentsy. We didn't need the money anymore. He was making that, he got out of the military. Military does not make anything. That's why we were broke. Once he became civilian, he was making 3 times the amount of money that he was making in the military. So technically, I wouldn't have to work and I wouldn't have to do anything. But instead, I was like, no, I don't want to just be fine. I don't want to just be paying bills. I want resources as well as I want to be able to give. I do more fundraisers and give my money away. Literally all my commission PRV, that's, commission that I get off my PRV pretty much always gets donated somewhere. Some personal fundraiser, a school, somewhere. I now am able to put a percentage towards a cause that's very dear to my heart, which is mental health. And so, is there something that's important to you that you wish you could have money for? Make your Scentsy business that priority. So and release the guilt, guys. Release it. I'm here to tell you I've carried a lot of guilt, not enough to not push my business forward, but enough to say, you know what? I don't care why people question why I do what I do. I know what I do and why. It's because I want to make more money to be able to give more and to be able to have more resources for my family, more opportunity for my family, and also to be able to share with my community and have the resources to do like challenges for all of you. Like if I was barely making enough money to pay my bills, then I wouldn't be able to afford to do like scavenger hunt, challenges and do, spend $40 on bricks to send to a consultant just for taking a challenge. I wouldn't be able to afford it, right? So think about those things. Now, let me backtrack really fast. I said that Mitch is making enough to, I wouldn't have had to work. But that was before we decided to build a house and to buy a motorcycle and to put all of our kids in all different types of, sports and all these extra things. These are all things we're able to do because I have Scentsy. All these extra things. When he just retired, we would have gotten a smaller, probably used home, barely, with a not what we wanted, not had the space that we wanted. We wouldn't have been able to afford a second car, which, we would have stuck with. Sorry, I got a phone call. And we wouldn't have been able to add all those things into our lives. We wouldn't have been able to afford to tithe. We wouldn't have been able to, all these things that are very important to me. So, and my family. So think about those things. Are there things that you want to do in your life that you're not doing because you can't afford it? Those are the things you should be writing down. Those are the things that you should be saying, this is why I get up every day and do something with my business or spend X amount of time with my business. This is why. But you have to ask yourself, do you want it bad enough to actually do it? Because if you don't want it bad enough, you're not going to do anything, right? So money is not evil. It's resources. It's the ability to broaden your ability to live your life the way you want to. That's just the way it is. Okay, so what do you want now? He asked us. What do you want with the money? What will you do with it? And put value on that paycheck. So we just kind of talked about that. So, if you say, I want X amount of dollars every month, put value on that. Where is that money going to go? Because that is going to commit you and make you work your hiney off to make sure you get that dollar amount every month. You're not going to stop until the last day of the month. You're not just going to say, it's the last week of the month. I worked up until this point and I'm going to just stop, right? No, you're going to say, I haven't hit my goal yet. I still have X amount of hours in the last day of the month. I'm going to do what I can. And those that do that will tell you, and they're on this page, will tell you that is where they get their goals met, is because they never give up every single month, every single day of the month. And so when, some of you might say, well, gosh, I didn't want to, I don't want to work every single day of my life. But here's the thing, when you really think about it, working Scentsy, you're not drilling concrete, you're not, lifting heavy machinery. You're literally talking to people. You're literally reaching out to people and just communicating and sharing a fun product, right? You're giving people opportunities. So it doesn't feel like work if you really understand the concept of what you're doing. Again, if it feels like work to you, you're doing something wrong. I'm just going to tell you that right now, because Scentsy is a happy place. Scentsy should bring joy to your life. It should add to your life. If you feel like Scentsy is a burden, if you feel like Scentsy is not something you want to do every day, talk to me. There's a reason why. There are some great leaders in this group that'll tell you that they started to feel like Scentsy was a burden. Scentsy was not their happy place. And so they took a step back and they asked themselves, why is that? Why is it not my happy place anymore? Because one, they were trying to do what everybody else does, the way they were doing it. Two, they were setting goals that they really didn't want. So really be honest with yourself. When you set your goals, what really do you want? Not what you think what you should want, not what you think I think you should want. It's what really you want in your life, in your heart. And once you get that, you'll know where the expression comes from that says your why should make you cry. And then if it doesn't, it's not strong enough. You will know. It'll be an amazing, amazing aha moment for you when you get that why that's so strong and you literally get emotional. You'll go, now I understand where that comes from. And now I understand why my why was not strong enough. And that's why it's never pushed me this very far it's never pushed me enough to work, an extra hour or to work every single day of every single day, or it's never pushed me to, push myself to make a higher goal and stay up till whatever, hour at the end of the month in order to make that goal. So really attach your why to a dollar amount, a vision, a purpose, something, because otherwise you don't have it right now. So you're not going to miss it when you don't have it, right? But when you really visualize that your life with that result, you're not going to want to see your life without it, right? So you're going to do whatever it takes. That's what I've done with everything from the second I started my business. I've put a vision in my mind of why I'm doing it. I visually saw it in my mind and attached myself to, this is why I'm working my hiney off. Because when you just delete it, and then I really asked myself, why will this make me feel good? Why will this change my lifestyle, my life, whatever? Because if you don't ask yourself that, you're doing just fine without it, right? You're living, you're getting up every day, but ask yourself why your life would be different with that specific result. As a leader, it's okay for your team to be better at something than you are. I'm going to tell you that right now. And I wrote this down because Terry said it, but I'm going to tell you the truth from my own testimony, that the second I realized that I can't know everything and I will never know everything, and that I will learn from all my team members, that is when my true growth on a personal level happened, as well as my business started to just explode. Yes, if you look up Excuse Busters, Susan, on YouTube, you will find it. Absolutely, from Becca Levi. Absolutely. That's a great way. If you're ready to get yourself on a roll, even if you've done it before, the Excuse Busters challenge, do it again. That's what I'm going to tell you. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about, leaders, is that ask your team members, what are they doing? If you see a team member that's rocking and rolling, or you're talking to them, don't be afraid to ask them how they're doing it. I was actually talking to Susan earlier today, and I shared with her that my follow-up system was always good enough. I've never struggled with sales ever in my career, but my sales got so much better when I learned how Michelle Brooks was rocking her sales every month. I was like, nobody in the history of my organization, nobody, and she joined 2.5 years ago, not quite 2.5 years ago, like 2 years and like a month, but nobody in my organization ever sold consistently as much as I did, as well as much with volume as I did, until she came along. And that is over $2,000 every single month. And there was 2 months in 2 years she didn't sell 2,000, and she still sold like 1,600. And I think the reason why is because she gifted a party to somebody else. So she would have hit her 2,000 if she didn't gift her those parties. So of course this is the first person that ever did this. So I had to say, Michelle, what are you doing? How are you doing this? And so my team member taught me. So don't be afraid to have team members teach you what they're doing, because just because you joined before them doesn't mean they don't have a skill in areas you don't. So that is going to make you a stronger leader. Don't be afraid to show your weaknesses. This is something, again, Susan and I were talking about. When I joined, my business grew so fast that, and I was very insecure as a person, never been in any leadership position in my life. And all these people were coming to me for questions and guidance. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And I was literally thinking like, oh my God, if I show them that I'm just winging everything, they're going to think that like, they're going to get scared and they're not going to feel like they have, a strong leader. So I literally pretended like everything on the surface was perfect, and all the ups and downs and me falling on my face and crying and blood and whatever scrapes was not happening. So that is so wrong. I'm going to tell you that right now. So wrong. Share your ups and downs, share your flaws, share your weaknesses, share what you're not strong in, because you're going to find your team members go, okay, now I feel like I can do this because now I see that she's not perfect. He's not perfect. And then you may even get somebody to reach out to you and say, so Jess, you told me you're kind of bad with organization. Well, I'm like an organizational fanatic, so maybe I can help you. And that even helped. Michelle even helped me with organization, with my day. She showed me her organizational system for how she cleans her house, and it's helped me. So your team members, that is why they say, teamwork makes the dream work, and there's no I in the word team. So really remember that, guys. You can't do this alone. You can't. Whether we try to or not, you just can't. You can't make the money you're looking for. You can't learn the things you want to learn without your team members. You can't go through the ups and downs without them and their support. But the one thing I can say is that I posted, I think, on one of the pages, I think our Jesse's Angels page, I was with Christina Stainbrook this at Leadership, and she said something so profound that just really, really, I had to post it. She said, lead with experience, not by example. Because here's the thing. Leading by example is definitely a good thing, but if you lead by experience, you're going to be able to, also, get the validation that you've done it before. I don't share with you guys or tell you to do something that I haven't done before. So even if I haven't done it in a while, it's because I'm in a different season in my business than you guys are. So that may not be my focus. That may not be what I need to do to get what my goals are being met. So it doesn't mean they don't need to be done for you guys. It just means that I've done it there. I've done it before. It's definitely vital. And, I can share with you that it works. So do the same for your team. If you're in a different season than your team is, if you're past the whole, trying to find customers in order to keep up with your PRV, then show them how you got to the point that you're not searching for customers and scraping to get your PRV every month. You did something that got you to that point. So share that with them, how you did that. Okay, and then whenever you always be starting, when you're starting something new, this is the last tip I'm going to leave you with for the day, is try it at least 3 times. Try it at least 3 times. Don't say I tried it, and then, it didn't work. Do it again, and then see if it works. And if it doesn't, do it again. And if it doesn't, ask yourself why it didn't work. What's going on that's making it not work? And then ask yourself, is there reason to believe that this would work? Why are you doing it? Is it because somebody else had success with it? So that's a good reason. So you're trying to see if it's going to work for you. But you don't know if it's going to work for you unless you've tried it more than once. So try it at least 3 times. But always be asking yourself, how can I do it better? Was there any steps that I didn't take? Because there's a lot of times that I can give you an example right now. When I first started sending out mailers, I was so excited I sent out mailers. Oh, thank you, thank you letters, postcards, follow-up postcards. And I was wondering why I wasn't getting any results. But the one thing I did is I kept doing it. I tried it again. But then after a while, I realized, I'm missing the biggest step out of all this that really makes this work is the follow-up after I sent out the actual mailers. I'm not going to get a return unless I actually connect with these people, because here's the thing, guys. They may love your cute little postcard. They may love your little gift you sent in the mail with your thank you or a scent circle or a sample or whatever. But unfortunately, Scentsy is not their top priority. And something's always going to distract them. And so we have to remind them they even got it. So do yourself a favor, and we all know, we've heard it before, the fortune is in the follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up. Whether they're going to buy from you, whether they're going to finally book with you, or they're finally going to join with you. The fortune is in the follow-up. So I'm going to finally leave at this. Hi, Tammy. Susan, just so you know, I haven't been able to read it, what you said yet. I'm going to read it when I'm done. Or actually, let me read it real fast in case I need to respond. Hold on. I need her contact info so I can have her give me business organization tips. That's a huge thing. I absolutely am horrible. Okay, so you could just friend her on Facebook. You can also, Susan, she's on our Jesse's Angels page, Michelle Brooks. And then you can also go to her, the Becca Levi Super Saturday call, and I will find the recording. She actually did a training on it, on her follow-up system as well as her organizational system. So it's going to help with both. She did a Super Saturday call for us. So I'll find that call. So I'll definitely listen to that first. And then if you have more questions, you can, reach out to her. I'm sure she'll be happy to answer any additional questions. And I'll post it here so everybody can watch. But here's my final thing. Everything you learn from me, guys, everything I share, everything you learn on your own with your own training, if you're not teaching your team members to do the same thing, you will not build an organization because they're not going to build a business themselves. That is the biggest key out of all this. Biggest key. You could be doing 2,000 every month. You could be recruiting 2 people every month, and your business could be your business can be booming, but it's not going to grow. So you don't have to do those things every single month. Year after year, unless you're teaching those people to actually do the same thing. Because you can have 100 people in your downline, but if those 100 people aren't working and they're not learning how to grow their business, you're going to still be the only person doing anything with your business. And that's not what you want, because the business is built to, the bigger you grow your organization, the less work you have to do. And you can focus simply on assisting the people that want to grow their business. So, and that's where I'm at right now, guys. I want you all to be where I'm at. I want you all to grow past me and go further than where I'm at. But it's not going to happen if you don't teach your team members these same strategies. Okay? Don't be afraid to be real, because the ones that want to learn are going to learn. The ones that don't, they're probably not even going to watch your trainings. They're not going to respond to your emails. They're going to cancel on you every time you call. You set up a meeting. They're going to show you they're not looking for you. But the ones that do, they're not going to give up on you, and they're not going to give up on themselves. So that's just a fact. All right. Have a sensational night. Again, hopefully these little tips throughout, here and there are going to help you, and you can just soak them in and then pass them on to your team, and then also utilize them into your business. Have a sensational night, leaders. Bye.